Napoleon Bonaparte was born in Ajaccio, Corsica, on August 15, 1769. This small island in the Mediterranean, known for its rugged terrain and fierce independence, would play a significant role in shaping his early years and character. His family was of minor nobility, and he inherited their fierce pride and ambition. The Bonaparte family, though not wealthy, held a respected position in Corsican society. This status instilled in young Napoleon a sense of duty and a drive to elevate his family's standing. Napoleon received his early education in Corsica before attending military school in mainland France. At the age of 9, he was sent to the mainland, where he faced the challenges of adapting to a new culture and language. His time at the Brienne military school was marked by his determination to excel despite these obstacles. He excelled in mathematics and history, showing a keen strategic mind from a young age. His teachers noted his exceptional abilities, particularly in subjects that required analytical thinking and problem-solving skills. These talents would later prove invaluable in his military career. The young Napoleon was a voracious reader, immersing himself in the works of Enlightenment thinkers and military strategists. He devoured books on philosophy, history, and science, drawing inspiration from the ideas of Rousseau, Voltaire, and other great minds of the era. These early influences would shape his worldview and lay the foundation for his future achievements. The principles of the Enlightenment, with their emphasis on reason and individualism, resonated deeply with him and influenced his approach to leadership and governance. Napoleon's Corsican heritage had a profound impact on his character, instilling in him a sense of resilience and cunning. The island's history of resistance against foreign rule and its rugged landscape fostered a spirit of independence and resourcefulness in him. He was known for his intense gaze, which could be both charming and intimidating. This penetrating look became one of his most recognizable traits, often leaving a lasting impression on those who met him. Despite facing prejudice as a Corsican outsider in French society, Napoleon possessed an unwavering belief in his own abilities. His determination to succeed and prove himself was evident in his relentless pursuit of excellence, both academically and militarily. He graduated from the École Militaire in Paris in 1785, eager to make his mark on the world. This prestigious institution provided him with the training and connections he needed to embark on his military career, setting the stage for his rise to power. The outbreak of the French Revolution in 1789 provided Napoleon with an opportunity to prove himself. He joined the Jacobin faction, embracing their revolutionary ideals. Napoleon distinguished himself through his courage and tactical brilliance, rising quickly through the ranks. His first major success came at the Siege of Toulon in 1793, where he devised a plan to recapture the city from British forces. Napoleon's victory at Toulon earned him recognition and promotion to brigadier general. He continued to demonstrate his military prowess in subsequent campaigns in Italy. Napoleon's ability to inspire his troops and outmaneuver his enemies made him a hero of the revolution. He became known for his rapid movements and decisive victories, earning the nickname the Little Corporal for his ability to connect with his men. In 1798, Napoleon embarked on a daring expedition to Egypt. He envisioned a grand campaign to disrupt British trade routes and establish French dominance in the Mediterranean. Napoleon's expedition included not only soldiers but also scientists and scholars, reflecting his interest in ancient Egyptian civilization. The Egyptian campaign proved to be a mixed bag for Napoleon. While he won several victories against the Mamluks, he ultimately failed to achieve his strategic objectives. The French fleet was destroyed by the British at the Battle of the Nile, stranding Napoleon's army in Egypt. Despite the military setbacks, the expedition had a lasting cultural impact. The discovery of the Rosetta Stone during the campaign unlocked the secrets of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. To Section 4. Consul and Emperor. Napoleon returned to France in 1799, leaving his army behind in Egypt. His return was marked by a sense of urgency and determination. The political landscape of France was in disarray, and Napoleon saw an opportunity to rise to power. He found France in political turmoil. The streets were filled with unrest, and the government was struggling to maintain control. The people were disillusioned with the current leadership, and there was a palpable sense of chaos. The Directory, which had governed France since 1795, was weak and unpopular. Its inability to address the nation's problems had led to widespread dissatisfaction. Corruption and inefficiency plagued the government, making it ripe for change. Napoleon seized his opportunity, staging a coup d'état in November 1799. This bold move, known as the 18 Brumaire, was a turning point in French history. With the support of key military and political figures, Napoleon was able to overthrow the Directory. The coup, known as the 18 Brumaire, established Napoleon as first consul of France, granting him sweeping powers. As first consul, Napoleon had the authority to implement significant changes and reforms. His leadership marked the beginning of a new era for France. As first consul, Napoleon set about consolidating his power and restoring order to France. He reorganized the government, streamlined administration, and worked tirelessly to stabilize the nation. His efforts were aimed at creating a strong, centralized state. He implemented a series of reforms, including the Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal system that is still influential today. The Napoleonic Code standardized laws across France, ensuring justice and equality. It became a model for legal systems around the world. Napoleon's reforms centralized power, improved infrastructure, and established a national bank. These measures strengthened the economy and laid the foundation for modern France. His vision extended to building roads, bridges, and other public works that facilitated trade and communication. He also made peace with the Catholic Church, signing the Concordat of 1801. This agreement restored the Church's position in France and ended years of religious conflict. It was a strategic move that helped to unify the nation. In 1804, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of the French, cementing his grip on power. The grand coronation ceremony was a display of his ambition and authority. As emperor, Napoleon continued to shape the destiny of France and left an indelible mark on history. Section 5. Master of the Battlefield. Napoleon's reign as emperor was marked by a series of military triumphs that expanded the French Empire across Europe. His strategic brilliance and relentless ambition reshaped the continent, leaving an indelible mark on history. From the rolling hills of Italy to the vast plains of Russia, his campaigns were characterized by rapid movements and decisive victories. He reformed the French army, introducing new tactics and strategies that revolutionized warfare. His innovative approach included the use of corps d'armée, which allowed for greater flexibility and coordination on the battlefield. These reforms not only enhanced the effectiveness of his troops, but also set new standards for military organization. Napoleon's armies were renowned for their discipline, mobility, and firepower. The rigorous training and strict discipline instilled in his soldiers made them a formidable force. Their ability to march long distances quickly and engage the enemy with precision was unmatched at the time. He emphasized the importance of artillery and cavalry, creating a formidable fighting force. The artillery, often referred to as the god of war, played a crucial role in his victories, delivering devastating blows to enemy formations. The cavalry, with its speed and shock value, was used to exploit weaknesses and pursue fleeing enemies. Napoleon's military genius was on full display in battles such as Austerlitz in 1805, where he outmaneuvered and decisively defeated the combined forces of Austria and Russia. This battle is often cited as his greatest victory, showcasing his ability to anticipate and counter enemy moves with precision. Jena Auerstedt in 1806, where he crushed the Prussian army, further solidifying his dominance in Europe. The twin battles demonstrated his tactical flexibility and the effectiveness of his reformed army. And Friedland in 1807, where he decisively defeated the Russian forces, forcing Tsar Alexander I to seek peace. This victory further extended his influence and control over Europe. He defeated Austria, Prussia, and Russia in quick succession, establishing French hegemony over much of Europe. His ability to defeat these major powers in rapid succession demonstrated his strategic brilliance and the effectiveness of his military reforms. Napoleon's victories led to the creation of the Confederation of the Rhine, a client state of France in Germany. This confederation served as a buffer zone against his enemies and further extended his influence in Central Europe. He installed his relatives on the thrones of several conquered countries, seeking to create a dynasty. By placing trusted family members in positions of power, he aimed to secure his empire and ensure loyalty among the newly established regimes. Section 6. The Russian quagmire. Napoleon's ambition ultimately proved to be his undoing. In 1812, he launched a disastrous invasion of Russia. The Grande Armée, numbering over 600,000 men, marched on Moscow. The Russians, led by General Mikhail Kutuzov, adopted a scorched earth policy, retreating and burning everything in their wake. Napoleon captured Moscow in September 1812, but the victory proved to be Pyrrhic. The Russians refused to surrender, and the French army was ill-prepared for the harsh Russian winter. The retreat from Moscow was a catastrophe, with thousands of French soldiers dying from hunger, disease, and exposure. The disaster in Russia marked a turning point in Napoleon's fortunes. Section 7. The Emperor's exile. The disastrous Russian campaign emboldened Napoleon's enemies. In 1813, a coalition of European powers, including Great Britain, Austria, Prussia and Russia, joined forces to defeat him. Napoleon's forces were defeated at the Battle of Leipzig in October 1813, forcing him to retreat back to France. By 1814, the coalition armies had invaded France and were closing in on Paris. Realizing the situation was hopeless, Napoleon abdicated in favor of his son on April 6, 1814. However, the Allies refused to recognize Napoleon's son as emperor. Instead, they restored the Bourbon monarchy to the French throne, placing Louis XVIII in power. Napoleon was exiled to the island of Elba, off the coast of Italy.